I don't like to do small things.
Okay.
You know, like, so.
I can tell you rented out the whole damn water park, man. You could have bought something in the backyard, called some folks, they could have brought the slides. You rented out the whole damn water park, bro. Of course you don't like to do nothing small.
Either you gonna do it or you not. And that's the type of person I am. Either I'm gonna do it or I'm not.
Yo, what's good? It's Mike G, and this is the Building Billions Podcast, episode 1. I got my boy Xavier. Tell her who you are, what you do, where you from. Introduce yourself to the world, my brother.
Man, well, I'm Xavier Clark from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Been in Texas for like the last 7 years, going on 8 years. Fix credit, do funding. I'm my own tax office, sell software, and into mobile home and investing.
Okay. So before we get into all of that, man, right before you pulled up, man, I was listening to Zillionaire Doe. Shout out to Zillionaire Doe. Dallas, he got Dallas on fire. Yeah. Hey, Zillionaire, if you see this, man, pull up on us, man. We need you. So he got a song called I Remember. And in that song, he says, I remember I used to turn the light switch on, rats hitting the floor.
Yeah.
And then he say, now we at the round table, toast up. Jokes used to be on me, but now jokes up. Now tell me a time that you remember, man. Take me back somewhere, man. Tell me some time where you remember when you wasn't this so successful.
Man, so just to really start from the top, I don't know how deep you want me to get, man, but my mama gave me up at 4 months old. So I was born in the foster care system.
Ooh.
So I've been in over 75 different foster homes growing up.
Okay.
Been to a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
They say I was crazy. I think I'm fine. But during that time, all foster homes weren't well put together. A lot of people were in it just for the money. They'd get a little check for me, or whatever. So it wasn't the biggest. My care wasn't the biggest concern. So I remember one time we was living in a foster home close to a ravine, and literally remember waking up to a rat beside my face.
So, so you remember?
I remember for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I remember lights being cut off, and not being able to parents or my so-called parents being able to pay bills and struggling. So that's how I really dove deeper into the financial realm, because I know where I don't want to go back to.
So you grew up in the foster home. Is that like from birth to like high school, or how did it look? So
a lot of people don't know this, but within the foster care system, it goes up until 21, 25 aftercare system. So when you were in the foster care system, you are a product of the state, basically. You state property in a sense. So when it came down to school, I always maintained on the roll A's and stuff like that, but they paid for my way through college, and stuff like that. I didn't finish college just because of my own, what I had going on or whatever, but they had an aftercare program to, like, once I did get out of high school, they had group homes. And so I've been to 3 different group homes, being able to, just try to learn how to operate in a regular world with me not being a regular child, I would say. Okay. So I was considered a troubled youth because of the trauma or whatever. And it wasn't that I was just a bad child. It was just the statistics say a child without parents, just don't have the right structure.
So the foster home, I have no clue about foster home. Do you have like a foster mother, foster dad in that home, or it's like a supervisor watching all the kids? So
it's an actual family. Sometimes it's mom and dad. Sometimes it's just a mom, and they have a boyfriend or someone on the side there, but they're not all the way on the paperwork, I would say. And so me personally, I only consider 6 out of the 75 that I've been to, because those were the 6 that I got a lot of principles and helped me become the man that I am today. Because like I said, a lot of people was in it just for the check.
Just for the check, the check. So you went from state property to where you are now. So I heard you say that you a tax professional. You have a license for that, or how does that work?
Yes, sir. So with being a tax professional, there's no specific guidelines that you necessarily have to get. You have to get a PTN through the IRS. But then after that, there's no real structure, so a lot of it comes from self-education, getting under the right mentors and doing a lot of self-studying, being in tune with the IRS.
Okay. So let's talk about taxes a little bit. So you went from state property to being a tax expert, tax professional.
Right.
And I know taxes, that's like a 4-month time span, right? That's not all year, right?
It is. For me, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so because you have the people that file from January through April 15th, and the IRS actually gives you to October 15th to file, so you have some people that don't want to be in a rush. Then you have some people that know they're going to owe, so they want to slow play it. So I have clients all year round. It didn't start out like that because, again, coming into something, you think that it's just for this time limit. And so as you get deeper and deeper, you meet more and more people and you expand and you grow. And so that's kind of where I'm at now, steady scaling and growing and putting the knowledge out here. That's my biggest thing is helping people to be able to understand what we can do and what we can't do. Because we've been in how I look at it as if you grew up poor, you came from a poor family, then probably you may listen to your mom, and your mom was listening to your grandma. Your grandma was listening to your great-grandma. Your great-grandma was listening to your great-great-grandma.
Right.
They couldn't even read to understand nothing, so they was going off of what people told them.
Right.
And that's our problem in society today. We like to go off what people tell us without really knowing what's going on.
That's facts.
And so what I do is, or what I begin to do is, I begin to study it for myself.
Okay.
And on top of studying for myself, yes, I have mentors, but even when my mentors tell me something, I want to know for myself because I don't want to just be that, I heard this, I heard that. A lot of the things that I do, I've been through it, and it's just a part of my process, and that's how I look at from my life to business and everything. It was all a part of my process.
Facts. So when I hear taxes, that's kind of scary to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when I was in college, taxes was like, okay, we finna get a refund. We finna put the little tax credit on there. I was doing TurboTax.
Yeah.
And, I ain't going to really talk about too much of what I was doing on there. But so is it different now, or like you a young man, young brother, 2025 taxes look a little different. You're not H&R Block. You're not some old lady that's on a computer.
Right.
Like how do we get here from back then to here?
Again, I think it just comes is because of what we were taught. So we thought that H&R Block and Jackson here, those were the ones that has the expertise. And now that I'm really real deal in the industry, a lot of those people work part-time. A lot of those people are getting paid by the hour. Okay. So do they really care about you getting the biggest refund? Are they really looking for the credits and stuff that you deserve and that or are they just doing the simple things? I call it data entry. A lot of
typing on the computer.
That's all you doing. They getting your information, they putting it in the computer, and they letting the computer calculate it. I do the same thing, but I look for what you're eligible for. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So every tax return looks different, just depending on what you're dealing with. And so that's what I tell other people. That separates me from a lot of the people in the industry. It's not just something that I just do. You get what I'm saying? Like I really did study this, So a man told me a long time ago when I was in the streets, he said, you can't play a game you don't know the rules to.
Ooh, say that again.
You can't play a game you don't know the rules to.
Okay, so what does that mean? Like, you can't play a game that you don't know the rules to. That mean, like, I can't just jump out here and think I'm about to do something without knowing how to do it.
Right. So that there is no game on this earth that you can consistently win.
Right.
And become a master of it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like you may win. You let's take Uno. If you don't know the rules to Uno, that the colors go with the colors or the numbers go with the numbers, there's no way you can win Uno because you don't know the rules to it. And that's one of the most simplest games on earth, but it has rules to it. So oftentimes we try to play the money game and we don't know the money rules. So now we stuck in this cycle and we're doing the same thing over and over again. We're repeating the same thing that our mom did, our grandma did, our great-grandma did, our papa did, our dad did, because we don't know the rules to it and we're going off of what they said. The biggest thing that I find now, with me being a millennial, we've tapped into so much of financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. You know what I'm saying? But it's because
you a millennial?
Yes,
you got
sir.
on a suit.
Yes,
you looking fly. This is a millennial, so they let everybody know that they can do it. No matter how young you are, no matter how old you are. If you got it, you can do it, right?
If you got it, you can do it, and it comes with mentorship. You get what I'm saying? Like I started out with not the best mentorship, I would say, or whatever. It was kind of like the data entry or whatever, without really understanding everything of it. So I tell anybody getting into anything, get you a mentor. Get you a mentor, because there's no sense of you trying to figure out all this stuff by yourself, and you got somebody that you can just pay to do it, pay to help you through it. And so the mistakes and the money that you gonna spend for a mentor, you would have blew all of that with mistakes and time. You can't get your time back. So the time you spend studying and trying to figure it out all by yourself, you missing money, right? You missing getting to the next level.
Facts. So you mentioned mentors. So in your tax business, do you just have one mentor, or did you have multiple mentors? Or you kind of said you made some mistakes early in the game. So kind of tell me how you kind of overcame those mistakes.
So with being a young guy and as ambitious I was, I've always been a hustler, so on to my story, I've dabbled in drugs. I got charges, you get what I'm saying? I'm a felon. I'm a two-time felon, just to be honest.
Okay. Finesse 2 times.
Yeah, shout out to bruh. So like that's the, with that, it's just like people can attempt to take advantage of your strengths. And so I even now I teach my mentees is now you can do good taxes and you can get clientele and stuff like that. But then if you don't know the tax business, then you missing out on money and stuff. I added up my fees. I missed close to $250,000
Whoa, slow down, bro. Hold on, man. You talking too fast.
I can't go past that.
$250,000, man. So you telling me, do you get paid after the 4 months, or how do you get paid that $250,000? What does that look like?
So you get preparation fees, of course, for doing the taxes. But then within the tax business, when you're using professional software, not TurboTax and stuff like that, you're using professional software and you really in the industry, they're back-end fees. And so that's why I started my software company, because anything that I need or whatever, I know somebody else is going to need it. So like me now, when I learned about the back end fees and I kind of just did a little number of what it was close to $250,000, just because I didn't know, because I had good clientele always, so I've been doing taxes for 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Sheesh.
So yeah.
So have you been always making $250,000 every year since year 1 all the way up to 8, or did that just come? Did you learn some new skills? Or I know you said you got a software. Did they kind of help increase your income, or how did you get to 6 figures in 4 months?
6 figures in 4 months, easy, man. Scaling is the big thing, because once you do good work, people gonna tell other people about it.
Okay.
The way that I market and the different things that I do, I don't market as just knowledge. I'm a real person. So on social media, when I'm out or whatever, we gonna laugh. That's my personality. You gonna get me, because I don't have time to sit here and turn the switch off and turn it on. I want to be me 100% of my life. You get what I'm saying? And so I wasn't always able to do that. Right. And that was when I say like my process, and kind of going back to my story. I used to hate going home, but I love being at school. But because at home it was hell and high water. You get what I'm saying? Going to different foster home, I done been emotionally abused, physically abused. You get what I'm saying? That slipped my wrist. You get what I'm saying? So that was my process. And so like that, it helps me now. Instead of going when I'm in school, I'm happy because I enjoy making other people happy. You know what I'm saying? But then when I'm at home, like I ain't making them folks happy. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy being at home. So that was at a young age, switching off switches. You know what I'm saying? When I'm at school, nobody never knew. No, people didn't find out that I was in foster care until I was 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I had been in it all my life, but it was just that. And they only found out because I had to go from school and they had to put me in a group home because of availability and stuff like that.
So were you like an angry kid growing up?
I wasn't an angry kid. When I got mad.
Okay.
I would say that. I'm a joy to be around. I was a joy to be around as a kid. I sung, I played keys, played drums, kind of in church. But like when I got mad, and that was my ticking time bomb. It was just like, just don't don't piss me off, and still to this day, I'm the best person to be around. You know what I'm saying? My birthday was just 2 days ago, so I'm a Gemini. So people try to say that Geminis have this two sides and stuff like that, and I tell them it's not with me. My thing is when we good, we good. You mess me over, you piss me off, then that's when you will see that it's just simple as that. It's not just I wake up and like, oh no, I ain't feeling this today. So but yeah, with business, with everything, man, it's better just to be myself. With making 6 figures in 4 months, the clientele and you do good work. And so I was shortchanging myself because, again, I like to help people, so my prices weren't where they need to be because even though I had the knowledge or whatever and I was valuable, I didn't see myself as valuable.
So I saw you post on Facebook the other day, kind of like how you said, you for the people, you give back to the people, man.
Yes,
I saw
sir.
something, man. You rented out like a whole water park for all your tax clients, man. Hey, that's amazing, bro. I don't see nobody else in the tax game doing that, man. Like, what inspires you to do that?
Just to give back, man. Like you can have all the money and you can do all these things for yourself, but what you doing for other people? You know what I'm saying? So I understand just being able to have my clients and the kids that I know they birth date, social security number, address, they really my kids, so being able to, like, what better way to show these people on something to do? It may not be physical money, but like, I learned that life is about experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, experience these things. And I'm from Arkansas, so a lot of my clientele is based out of Arkansas. Okay. So my goal within this is, and it's in July, but my goal is to get my clients to get out of Arkansas because a lot of times where I'm from, they don't get out the city. You get what I'm saying? If anything, they go to Little Rock, which is about 30, 45-minute drive. But going to another state, some kids had never seen that. I didn't see another state until I was 20, 21. Sheesh. Going that 30-minute drive that I was talking about, that was a commodity. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like a once-a-year thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now just knowing, like, hey, if all you got to do is just get here, y'all can go to the water park, stay there and have fun, have the experience. Yes. So giving back to the people. I do another little thing. I post randomly on Facebook or whatever, on social media, whether when I'm in my city or here in Texas sometime, I'll be like, hey, free gas, I'm at such and such. And so now all my clients, they pull up, they get free gas, and it's free just a gas, small thing.
Golly. What's the name of your tax business, man? I need some free gas. I'm finna get my taxes done by you.
Clark's Prestige Financial Solutions, man. Come see Clark for a brand new start.
Ooh, I like that. So taxes, you learned the tax game. How did you take like skill, knowledge, and turn it into a business?
I tell you. When I first got into the tax industry, I did my first tax return at 16 because one of my godmoms, one of my foster moms, was a mathematician, so she taught math, and I was always good at math. I love math still to this day. And so she was like, "Sit down, boy, do this tax return." And I'm 16, you know what I'm saying? So, but I ended up doing it, and it was nothing. I didn't really think nothing to it. Then I was in college, and then I was like, man, I can make some money by doing some taxes. Right. So I did taxes that first year. And
were you using TurboTax?
Yeah. I was free Tax USA, Free Tax USA, TurboTax. Yeah, I was, because it was money. And I was like, hey, I'll wait till you get paid or whatever, and then you pay me or whatever. I want to doing no
about
upfront
the college. You know about that little college thing that you add on the books and stuff.
Yeah, 1098Ts. So you get the American Opportunity Credit, Lifetime Credit, 2 different credits that you can get with that. But then once I did that. That same year, a girl called me crying, and she actually commented on the post that I made maybe 6 months ago. But she called me crying, said she had gotten into it with her baby daddy, he had put her out, she was sleeping in the car, and she was pregnant. And she was like, it was the biggest refund she had seen, and it came quick. Now, she didn't know I ain't had nothing to do with it coming quick. That's strictly with the IRS. But as far as getting her the credits and stuff that she deserved, yeah, that was me. Once off of that phone call, it changed my mindset from making money to it really hit me that I'm actually helping people and I'm actually out here changing lives just off the knowledge that I'm able to apply. So like people always say knowledge is power, but knowledge ain't power. Applied knowledge is power.
Applied knowledge
Once you
is
apply
power.
the knowledge and you execute on different things, you change lives. And so now for the last 7 years, it's just been on my goal is to help people. I don't even look at the money part of it because when you helping people, the money gonna come regardless.
Money gonna come.
The money
man.
is a byproduct.
The money,
you know what I'm saying?
come.
So as long as you helping people and you're not trying to get over on people, and you know that's for me, that's what it's all about.
Facts. And I do the same thing. You know, I help a lot of people, and I don't even do it for the money, like you said. The money just sitting back there. I'm still helping people.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of tell people all the time, like, hey, bro, low key, I ain't looked at my bank account in like 5-6 years because if I look at it, I'm going to take a vacation. Real talk. Like, I don't like looking at it, bro. Like, I don't like looking at it because if I do look at it, it makes me a little lazy, man. I like to work. I like to continue to help people. And it sounds like you got that grind in you too. Yeah. Not even having a father, not even having the right examples growing up, you just got it in you. You know what I'm saying? Just strong. That's cold, bro. That's cold. That's super cold.
Hey, I am gonna tell you, check your bank account though, brother, because like a true story. This was just last week. I went through my statements or whatever and found out that I was missing over $75,000.
Jeez, missing $75,000?
Missing $75,000. Money that I thought I was getting paid. The company wasn't putting it into my account. And so once I had to go and do it to make sure, you know. So that's one thing about me. I'm gonna check my bank account every morning and my email. Check my email and my bank account every morning, you know, and even that, just catching that. And that's not even looking at previous years. That was just looking at, some just told me like, look at your stuff, check your stuff out. And like I went through calculator.
Nah, you ain't lying, bro. I checked my stuff the other day. I had like 20 subscriptions that I ain't looked at in years. Netflix, Indeed, LinkedIn Premium, all type of stuff. I'm like, man, this stuff been going on for years. So you right about that, bro. Check your bank account. Don't be like me because you won't be missing 75,000, bro. So 75,000. Did you get that back?
Oh yeah. They could cut the check.
You got it back. So what type of mistake did you make to be missing that?
Just not, again, with tax season being so hectic, and with the client, I have over 1,000 clients. So with tax season being so running, you see, you know, money coming in, but like, it's all your money coming in. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like one of those things that kind of dawned on me. I'm like, man, I don't know. Let me go and see what's up. And so I was comparing what they supposed to give me, what I got, you know. So it took me a minute to go through because I went through 5 months of statements or whatever and just adding up my deposit.
So who had your money? Like somebody had your money, or the IRS had your money?
No, not the IRS, the software company.
The software company had your money. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a mistake. It wasn't intentional.
So they say.
And then
shoot, 75K mistake ain't no mistake to me.
Somebody should have got it. But look, that's why you don't. And I looked at DJ Khaled, man. He did a episode, and he was just saying like he pays all his bills. He does everything. He doesn't have an accountant. He does everything himself, so he knows exactly what's going out, what's coming in, and stuff like that. And I thought about getting somebody to do that for me, but like when that happened, and then hearing him say that maybe like 2 days later, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna tighten up, you know. And so like it's mistakes like that make you tighten up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you need finances to be able to navigate this life. Thanks. You know, so. I need to make sure I'm getting all my cheese because I make sure everybody else get their stuff. So, you know, ain't nobody else going to take care of you like you take care of you.
Facts. So taxes, that's like seasonal money. Would you say that?
Again, not with me because I do taxes all year.
Okay.
But if a person wanted to do taxes, you can literally make 2 people's salaries in 4 months.
Sheesh.
You can easily hit 80, 100K, you know, doing taxes.
And you ain't got to have a college degree.
No college degree.
You can be a felon.
You can
come from the foster homes.
And
make 2 salaries in 4 months.
2 salaries in 4 months, no lie. I have mentees. That's what I teach people to be able to scale and get the knowledge. You get what I'm saying? And as long as you got the knowledge, can't nobody take it away from you. You got to learn who you is. When you understand who you is and whose you is, shout out to God. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
You know, nothing, you unstoppable, you know, and so I'm not saying I'm invincible, but I'm covered. You know, so long as I'm covered and I'm moving right, God gonna continue to bless me and I'm gonna continue to bless others.
Keep blessing others, bro. Keep blessing others, and then you're gonna get it right back 10 times. So so 6 figures in 4 months. Where does that money go, bro? Like, it's just sitting in your account, or you making investments? You like, talk to me about that money, man.
Oh man, it's investments all the way around. It ain't no, it does nothing for money to just sit in the account.
Facts.
Money needs to be moving. My money needs to be working for me. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's when you get into another mindset on another level to be able to understand that if it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to be, whether it's in a CD account, whether you getting more mentors, whether you investing in real estate, whether you investing in another business, whatever it is, that money needs to start working for you. And then it goes into streamlining your processes, your workflows and stuff like that, because that's where I'm at. I don't want to sit here and work, and I don't have time to enjoy the fruits of my labor, you know? And so, my thing is to build generational wealth. So it's to break generational poverty and build generational wealth, because I come from poverty. And again, that's why I'm in the financial literacy industry. I'm going to stay in it. You know what I'm saying? And now my next goal is now teaching my mentees how to and where to put the money to be able to grow it. So I'm constantly looking for more options for myself and constantly looking for more options for my
So
mentees.
you got mentees?
Yes, sir.
So you learned the game, you mastered the game, you've been doing it for 8 years. Now you decided to kind of reach back and teach other people. How does your mentorship look like? So is it you giving them software, or talk to me about your mentorship on the tax game?
On the tax game, yeah, so you get the mentorship, you get the knowledge, you get one-on-ones, you get the build out of the structure of what a tax business is supposed to look like without having to go through all the mess that I done went through. Again, looking at what I lost or whatever, I feel like I paid the price for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yes.
so you know, I don't want nobody to have to go through that just to be able to say that they've done it and they got it out the mud. You don't have to get it out the mud. I tell my kids will not get it out the mud. Just simple as that. My kids will not get it out the mud. That's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? To be able to create generational wealth, to be able to help them and build that. So, and with teaching them tasks, getting the knowledge, and you know, and I can give you all these things, and I have mentees that a couple of them, they don't want to do the work. And that's fine, but don't waste my time. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm serious about what I do. I'm serious about what I teach to be able to help you get to the next level. And if you're not ready, then hey, it's okay. Just let me know when you are ready. And a lot of times it deals with personal things. And so I'm currently in counseling. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in counseling for the rest of my life. I don't have a problem with it, because if your mental not together, you can't do anything else. Your business is off when your mental off.
Facts.
You know, your mental has an effect. So your personal,
you can't even communicate properly if your mind is clouded, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, if your mind ain't clear, you can't think clear, you can't work clear, you can't communicate with nobody clear, you can't even hold strong relationships if you got so much bullshit in your brain, bro.
Yeah.
So I like that counseling. So
real.
yeah, that's dope right there.
Yeah, you can't.
You sharpening your tools at all times.
At all times. You know what I'm saying? And you learning yourself. You get what I'm saying? And like as you learn yourself, you know your triggers, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. And I mean, then that goes into relationships. That goes into all aspects of your life. So you should know yourself better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that way you know, and you're able to go and help other people just because you know. And then you're able to help them get to where they need to be. And I'm a big advocate for counseling, you know, in therapy, you know, work through it, because it's not in the sense of when it's going or if it's going to come back up. It's when it's going to come back up. Because it's going to come back up. You get what I'm saying? And so with all the trauma that I've been through, I know that it was going to come up in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You get what I'm saying? So like, who wants to be up here and making all these money and making all these moves, but then like mentally I'm down and I'm depressed and I want to commit suicide and all that because of my past trauma and stuff like that. And so I thought about that at an early age, that I knew God planted me for greatness. You get what I'm saying? You know, my whole life. Like, so once I knew that, I was like, man, I have to have a balance with everything to be able to go to the next step.
So for the kids that's out there in the streets, give them a piece of word of advice of, you know, kind of how you overcame it, how they can get out the streets and kind of, you know, get to where you at. Because there's a lot of kids out there in the streets, bro.
For sure, yeah.
And I don't know why they in the streets when you can make 6 figures in 4 months without having a college degree.
Right.
Like, it don't even make sense because they not making 6 figures in the streets, I guarantee you.
At all. The streets don't love you. That's the first thing that I want to let you know. Any young child, any kid, the streets don't love you, So, like, no matter where you come from, no matter if you dibbling and dabbling on the sidewalk, trying to be street and trying not to, I've been on both sides. You know what I'm saying? The streets don't love you. There's nothing at the end of the streets that you don't get no reward for that.
You don't
Either
get no
you're
reward.
jail or jail or dead.
Or dead.
You get what I'm saying? Like, those are your only options when you living in the streets. And so no matter if you was forced there or you chose to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In my situation, it was a mixture of both. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't put myself in foster care. You get what I'm saying? I didn't do these things to myself, but I had to be able to overcome it. And I can only overcome it with a strong mind. You got to have your mind together. If you're a follower, you feel like you just got to be in the in crowd, or you afraid to do things on your own, then you'll probably continue to stay where you at. If you want something different, you got to do some different things. So if you want a better life, you got to chase out the better life. Surround yourself around people that want the best for you, not just for themselves, but want the best for you. Because that's a big thing. People, again, like I said, people play on your strengths and see how you can be helpful to them, really not even considering what it's going to do to you, whether it's damage or hurt or help. So get around people, and it's a lot of people in the world that wants the youth to survive. The youth is our future.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
This is our future. This is the future of us. It's like they're the ones that's going to be running the hospitals. They're the ones that's going to be running the podcast. They're the ones that are going to be doing all these things. So it is our job to each one teach one. Reach and get them as many as we can to be able to help,
Hey, I'm a little nervous of the youth being my doctor and stuff like that, boy. Hey, I need to hurry up, man. Y'all kids need to, I don't know, man. It look a little rough out there, bro.
Yeah, it is.
It look a little rough.
I see it, man. It's crazy, man, but I still have faith, man.
Faith.
That's me.
Let's talk about faith, man, because I hear you keep bringing up faith. I hear you talk about God. I see you on Facebook singing in the choir, playing the keys. Did God and faith play a big part of the man that you are today?
He played all the part. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. A little bit back to my backstory. My mom gave me up. I have an older brother in prison. I have a brother right under him that's in and out of prison. Then it's me. I had a brother that was right under me that got killed at 18. I have a little sister, and I have a baby brother that just beat 4 murders. So I said all that to say, when you look at where my mom and my siblings, God allowed me to be the drop child. He allowed me to go in foster because had my mom killed me, I feel like I would have patterned after my big brothers. Had my mom killed me, my brother that got killed in 2014, I probably would have been right there to retaliate. Or I probably would have been there with him. My little brother that just beat 4 murders, I probably would have been an accessory. You get what I'm saying? I probably would have been doing the same thing had not she dropped me. So like me being the drop baby, it was a blessing.
It was a blessing.
And that's what I tell people even to this day. Going through that time, yeah, it hurted as a child. Yeah, I got abused. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it was emotionally hurt. Yeah, I didn't understand. Didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, because hey, if your mama don't want you, then like these folks don't want. Like nobody wants you. You get what I'm saying?
At least that's what you think.
Yeah, that's what you think. And so when I look at all of that, and now I look at where I'm at, I understand that was a part of my process. And that's why now I'm so big on processes. Because you got to go through this process because each in your process is going to teach you something to get to the next level.
Hey, it's a lot of processes. It's just like growing dreads. You're going to go through that ugly phase, boy.
Look like you got little tarantulas in your head, man.
So everything, life is a process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want microwave success. You've been doing this for 8 years. This ain't no microwave success. This real success.
Right.
It's real success.
And again, it's the process, man. I'm grateful that God didn't allow me to have what I have right now at an earlier age. I wasn't mature enough. I would have fumbled everything that I had right now if I would have had it at an earlier age. So again, I just turned 32 2 days ago. 32. So like had God given me everything and not allowed me to go through that process, then I wouldn't be where I am. It reminds me of the story in the Bible, the 3 Hebrew boys. You know what I'm saying? They went through the fiery furnace, but it wasn't for them. It wasn't none that they did. It was for the king to see. that there is a God. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so oftentimes in our life, we go through things and we think it's about us, and it ain't even about us.
It ain't about us.
It's about these youth that you just asked me about. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody needs to hear that, hey, yeah, he sold drugs. He a felon. He currently on probation right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he got his life together. He was given another opportunity to get his stuff together. You get what I'm saying? And just like me, that's y'all too. There's everybody in the world. You get what I'm saying? So it's I'm grateful to be able to be one in this presence, you know, on this platform. You know, I'm grateful that you got me here. You know what I'm saying? Like this dope to me. You know, never in a million years I thought I'd be
telling your story,
telling my story. You
right.
know what I'm saying? You know, but God allowed me to go through it, and I was the perfect candidate. You know, and I'm grateful, man.
So let's take a seat back and let's talk about things that you enjoy doing, man. So I know you love helping people.
Mm-hmm.
You making 6 figures in 4 months. You got investments going on. But does money make you happy, or you have things in your life that actually make you happy?
Definitely money helps me do other things that make me happy.
Okay.
But my kids. So I have a 12-year-old and 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's as I build, those are the things, they are the main two that are on in my head. You get what I'm saying? Because I won't, and I'm not against school and college and all that. I got a year until I can get my computer science degree. But I'm not going back to college. Point blank period. I don't see a reason to. You know, for me, you go to school and you take out loans and to ask a person for a job or whatever, and so you asking for a seat at somebody else's table. I teach my kids, we're not asking for seats at nobody else's table. We creating our own. That's what, and it is my job to lay the foundation and get that together. So my kids and anything that they enjoy doing. One of my sons is big in sports. One of them is big on gaming and technology.
Right.
Playing the keys, as you said. God, I'm big on church. I will be on a vacation and fly back for church and then fly back out on my vacation. I like, because that's how much I appreciate God. You get what I'm saying? You know, I don't like missing church. You know, sometimes I do, sometimes I have. You know, but it's not a regular thing. But like those are the things that really make me happy. Like I'm good. I got some music. I got me a keyboard or something. I can chill.
So family, God, and sounds like you like to take vacations. How you keep flying back and forth everywhere, man.
Yeah,
you like
man.
to take vacations.
Yeah, flying out Monday. Right after
Where you going Monday?
We're going to Atlanta.
Atlanta?
We got a little conference, and then I got my sons here because I get my sons for the summer.
Okay.
So we. When I got them, we gone. Got a cruise, booked it the last week, going in July.
So you really built you a life that you never have to take a vacation from.
Right.
And this your life.
This my life. I take my laptop with me if I need to and do some work and chill out. But this my life.
You don't need a vacation from it.
I don't. And when you doing something you enjoy doing, you ain't never working anyway.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm working, but at the same time I enjoy taxes.
But you make it sound so easy. Is it really that easy, or was it not easy? Because if it was that easy, I feel like everybody would be doing it. Or is it easy? Or is it a mindset shift that happened that made you see that it is easy?
I believe that everything that you say is easy, and everything that you say is hard, it's hard.
All right.
Because you plant that seed. You get what I'm saying? So if you say that, hey, it's going to be easy to do this, then anytime obstacle come up, you're going to find a way to get past that obstacle and keep going because it's easy. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about what you plant in your brain. You know, so my girl tell me all the time, I'm just wired different. You get what I'm saying? Certain stuff just make me go hard. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't like small things. I don't like to do small things.
Okay.
You know, so
I can tell you rented out the whole damn water park, man. You could have bought something in the backyard, called some folks, they could have brought the slides. You rented out the whole damn water park, bro. Of course you don't like to do nothing small, bro.
Either you gonna do it or you not. And that's the type of person I am. Either I'm gonna do it or I'm not. That's how I stopped drinking. I've been March 9th, 2025, made 3 years that I haven't had a drink.
Wow.
And it was either I'm gonna do it, and it wasn't just because I was an alcoholic. It was because when I did it, I did it.
You went hard.
Yeah, either I'm gonna do it or I'm not. You know, and so like
you
now,
got discipline, dog. Like I think that's really like your strongest key point is your discipline.
I think so,
From
man.
you flying back home to go to church, that's discipline. From you stop drinking because it's number of peer pressure everywhere. You 3 years sober, not drinking. That's pure discipline, bro. Like that's crazy. So it's in you, not on you.
Yeah,
that discipline. I think that's what changed you. I think that's what separates you from other people. That discipline.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can agree, man. It wasn't a smooth process. Mm-hmm. I would say with anything that I've done, but if I have the mindset to really do it or whatever, I'm going to do it. I may have some hiccups, I may have some bumps, but I promise you, I'm gonna get there. You know, I'm gonna get there.
You're gonna take a detour.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have to take a back street or something like that, but I'm gonna get there. There's no question about it for me.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope, Zay. That's dope, Zay. So, hey, man, this your platform too, man. Let's talk, man. What you got going next? What's new? What's up next for Zay, bro?
Right now I'm focusing on my funding company.
Okay.
Because a lot of people need money. I mean, everybody, even people with money need money. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because people with money don't like using their own money.
Mm-hmm.
OPM. You know, so building my fund and scaling my funding company more and more is kind of where I'm at. Again, like my software company. But the last thing that I'm really committing a lot of time to is investments, real estate. You know, that's passive income, you know what I'm saying, and being something to be able to pass down to my kids. Again, I don't want my kids to go to college. Truthfully.
Unless they choose to.
Unless they choose to.
And say, Daddy, I want to go.
I want to go
be a doctor, lawyer.
Do that.
Right.
But I want my kids to have choices. So either that with all these businesses that I have.
Options.
You got options. So, hey, you can come take over this company right here or whatever, be the CFO, do whatever you're going to do and live your life, or you can go to college or whatever. Now we have choices to be able to do what you want to do. And so like that's kind of where I'm at right now. And you know, and tapping into them, my kids, again, they'll be 13 and 14 this year.
Right.
So like they're at that age and I'm like, hey, what is it that you really want to do? It ain't the police officer stuff. You know, that's kind of like the younger kids age. Like I want to be, you know, now it's like one of my sons, he want to get into gaming. So like now I'm then got gaming computers and all that.
You gotta have money for that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I want to give you this option.
Right.
I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do. Now the ball in your court.
Do you have conversations with your kids, like let them know your struggles and what you came up, or do they just see the lifestyle and the games and the toys and the being able to play sports and stuff? Or do you kind of explain them, you know, hey, this is where I came from. This is what you would never go back to.
Yeah, definitely. My kids, especially at younger ages, my kids were my best friends. They still are. But at a young age when they didn't even understand, it was just if I'm mad or something, I'll sit on the porch with them and just talk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Dad, can you open this after I get done? You know, and I'm venting, but they were my safe space. You know, and even now they know about finances, they know about credits, they know about debits. You get what I'm saying? They know about interest. So because I believe the younger you teach them these things and they're growing up around it, now it's a shift, you know, as they're growing up into it. So yeah, they know about me going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They know about me. I don't drink no more. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in hiding my struggles from nobody. You know what I'm saying? I want my kids to see where I come from, right, and see that. Yeah,
I think that's big, bro.
Yeah,
don't hide your struggles.
Nah.
I think that's
let it
big.
show, because and for me, man, that's why I live in my truth, man. That's why I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid to tell anything that I've done, anything that I do, because the only difference between me and a whole lot of other people, I put mine out here. You got a whole lot of skeletons in your closet, and just when somebody open that door, then yours gonna fall out. Then you ain't gonna know what to do. Yes, then you gonna be like, oh yeah, now you gotta explain this and try to cover this lie up to cover up this. If I'm living in my truth and this is big. Who I am, like, yeah, hey, look, I'm
that's
comfortable.
Big. Hey, living in your truth is super big.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we all have to overcome and get to. Being able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I am who I am. This is me. Everything I've been through, that's part of my process, like you said. And just living in your truth. I think that's a key component to success. I think if you hiding and faking stuff, you will never be successful because you ain't really. I don't know what it is, but I think living in your truth is a big key component to success.
Yeah, it ain't no sense of living in a facade, man. Like everybody, no matter who it is, nobody has it all together. Like nobody has it all together. You get what I'm saying? And so like when you understand that you hurt just like I hurt, and you sin just like I sin, you know, it don't matter who you are. Like you do something that's not right. Nobody has it all together. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And so like once you really grasp that I'm not perfect,
right?
Like it's not like you gonna keep on making mistakes. You gonna strive to be better, but like you not so hard on yourself. And that was the thing that was on that I've been at a point to where I'm hard on myself. I'm still hard on myself, I know. You know, but if I'm not hard on myself, who else can be hard on me? You get what I'm saying? Or if you don't have a mentor that's on you and consistently, or a coach or someone that's right there to push you, then you'll get complacent. And then if you there's no such thing as staying at one spot.
Nah.
Either you going up or you going backwards. Because everything, whether you right here, everything else gonna keep going.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You still, now you behind. You was here, but you stopped here, and then everything else keep going, you're gonna end up at the bottom.
You're gonna end up behind.
So you gotta you have to, life is constantly growth, and it's your process.
Facts. All right, so how can the people tap into you, bro? You got an amazing story. Super successful, young black man, entrepreneur, tax owner, business owner, credit and funding, financial literacy breakthrough, just crazy. Amazing father, a man of God. Hey, man, God took his time when he made you, brother. Hey, because you one of them ones, bro. So how can people tap in with you?
You can follow me on Facebook, Xavier Clark. You can follow the business page at Clark's Prestige Financial Solutions. Instagram, Clark's Prestige Financial. TikTok, Clark's Prestige Financial. I'm everywhere like the wind. I'm out here like the lines in the streets, man.
Yes, sir. And get a word one more, Jim, bro. How you want to leave out? Let them know something, man. Cause you got a whole bunch of gems, you got a whole bunch of game, bro. Just leave them with something, man. I'm gonna have to get you on another episode, cause bro, we gonna keep unraveling that onion, bro. Just taking the layers off of you, bro. Cause I feel like, bro, you got some more juice that you can give, bro.
Yeah, hey man, I'm over here shaking, man. I be ready. Like I told you before we started, man. You gotta stop me. You know, I'm a train, man. But if one thing that I can say, and whether it relates to business, personal life, spiritual life, physical life, physical fit, whatever it is, as we navigate through life as a whole, take it step by step. And don't miss a step. And that's the most important key for me. When you say don't miss a step, because in every step, there's lessons, there's growth, there's something you need on that level to be able to get you to the next level. On the contrary side of that, enjoy that moment, enjoy that step. Wherever it is right now in my life, I'm enjoying this step. You get what I'm saying? So I'm basking in the moment without getting complacent. So taking life, taking everything step by step, and you'll get there. That when I went to AA, and they did a thing. They say they one day at a time. And you know, so like if you're taking business, taking your life one day at a time, like don't future trip. Don't think about all the way up there. Just think about getting past today. And then once you get past today and you get to tomorrow, what did you do yesterday to get to today? And do the same thing. And now it just enhance it. Now you got a blueprint. Now as you navigate this blueprint, now you just adding pieces. It's just the skeleton. Now you just adding the meat to the skeleton day by day. And then eventually, you know, you won't stop growing. You'll just become more fully aware of yourself, more of a human, more of a man or woman, whatever it is.
Big time, bro. Hey, so this is episode 1 of the Building Billions podcast. As you see, we got real people having real conversation, no fluff, no gimmicks, real life, real motion. Episode 1, this is just the beginning. Make sure you hit that like button at the bottom, subscribe to the channel, because we here for a long time, not a good time. We out.
Yes, sir.